Nobody expected Caitlin Clark to shut down the legendary center Brittany Griner with just one move. This wasn't just any matchup.
Nobody expected Caitlin Clark to shut down the legendary center Brittany Griner with just one move. This wasn't just any matchup. So, Angel Reese just took an unexpected side in the ongoing Griner-Clark beef, and she might have just upended the WNBA with the secrets she's exposing about Brittany Griner. Angel has stayed quiet for the most part of this beef, but she had to step in when the internet started painting some false narratives about Caitlin. Several reports and tweets have surfaced calling Caitlin spoiled, entitled, and making it seem like she set Brittany Griner up for drags. However, according to Angel, Brittany is the real villain in all this. In a recent interview, Angel revealed that the real reason Brittany attacked Caitlin a few weeks back was to stop Caitlin from exposing her. Not just that, but Brittany also wanted Caitlin to know that if she could hurt her in public and get away with, she could do a lot worse in private. Guys, the stakes have never been higher in any WNBA beef. And Angel Reese is peeling back all the layers of this beef to expose the truth. Angel Reese was the last person that anyone expected to take Caitlin Clark's side in this beef, because we all know they're each other's biggest competition. But according to sources, Angel felt the narrative being painted about Caitlin and Brittany Griner was getting too weird for her not to step in and set the record straight. For a little bit of context, people have been openly bashing Caitlin Clark all season for no obvious reason other than to hate on her. For example, one user on X recently made this tweet calling out Caitlin Clark for being a bad example to kids. He said, "Caitlin Clark is a talented basketball player, but her behavior during this tournament has been disappointing. We need athletes to set good examples for young people, and CC had the opportunity to be a positive role model but fell short." It's interesting because Caitlin does nothing but stand up to her bullies and play her games. So, the whole idea of her being called a bad role model seemed like someone outrightly cooking up an agenda against her. But that's not all. Apart from being called a bad role model, other people have put her on blast for being entitled, a brat, and a diva. In the last few weeks, there has been an uptick in people leaving comments about Caitlin like, "Caitlin Clark seems a little self-entitled, and I can't stand Caitlin Clark. Always been so entitled." One person even left this scathing comment saying, "Caitlin Clark is not a damsel in distress. She's an a-hole, but fights it instead of embracing it. Give it more time." Now, what's interesting is that if you look at the dates on most of these comments, you'll see that they really kicked off around the same time that she and Brittany Griner's beef became public. And according to Angel Reese, that's not a coincidence at all. Angel believes that Brittany Griner had a hand in the sudden rise in hate towards Caitlin, and it's obvious to anyone interested in knowing the truth. In a recent interview, Angel opened up about how she feels like Brittany attacked Caitlin for a very specific reason. She didn't want Caitlin to expose her. According to Angel, it's pretty obvious. She continued saying, "Brittany tries to hide it, but she knows that we all know her secrets. Unfortunately for her, bullying one player won't stop the truth from coming out." Now, what secret could Angel possibly be talking about? Well, here comes the plot twist. Everyone has heard the rumors about Brittany Griner's alleged DNA results, proving that she has certain physical attributes that make her much different from what you would expect the average basketball player to be. But according to insiders, it's much deeper than that. Not only does Brittany have these attributes, but the WNBA knew about it all along and chose to do nothing. And get this, insiders are now claiming that it has sort of become an open secret in the league. If Caitlin wasn't already planning to expose Brittany, someone else would, and that person might even have been Angel Reese. So, who's telling the truth here? Angel Reese or someone higher up in the league? Is there another reason why no other player came out to support Caitlin? But what made that statement coming from Angel so shocking was that she seemed like the last person who would put Brittany on blast. Angel and Brittany are not exactly besties, but they've always had a mutual admiration for each other. Angel even recently went viral for a comment she made praising Brittany and claiming that prime Brittany Griner would beat prime Allen Iverson. Now, Angel later denied making that comment, but fans noticed that she didn't disagree with the claim itself. So, that can only mean that she believes Brittany Griner is an awesome player. Brittany also reacted to the comment, and she didn't seem to hate it either. She said, "We know this fake AI was, and will be one of the most exciting players to watch. I get crossed up watching his highlights." But that's not all. Angel and Brittany have also said great things about each other in interviews. In a recent interview with Rolling Stone, Brittany dropped her honest take on Angel's impact on the WNBA, saying, "I love the hype. I love everything. I love the fact that we have all these new fans. I think the momentum is definitely growing." Brittany sees Angel as a talented young player, and Angel in return respects Brittany. So if anyone would come for Brittany in this recent beef, nobody would have expected it to be Angel. If anything, fans expected Angel to take Brittany's side. On the other hand, Angel and Caitlyn are like mortal rivals. Fans and sports commentators are always comparing them to each other, and it's safe to say they are each other's biggest competition at the moment. What made it even more shocking that Angel would take Caitlyn's side against Brittany was that on top of their rivalry, even Angel's mentor, Shaquille O'Neal, seemed to think Caitlyn was better than her. As y'all know, Angel's podcast interview with Shaq went viral after Shaq spent the whole time talking about how Caitlyn was the best thing after sliced bread. Angel's response when Shaq asked her why she thought people loved Caitlyn so much said everything. This was Angel's chance to play it cool and admit that people love Caitlyn for her talent on the court. Instead, she said it's because of the logo threes. Shaq, of course, checked her immediately and reminded her that people don't just love Caitlyn because she can shoot from deep. They love her because she has the full package. Shaq basically called her the future of basketball right in front of Angel. If you watch this clip from that interview, you can see how much jealousy and disappointment she was feeling at the moment. Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills? She can shoot threes from logo. We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid like Steph Curry. You know why I love Steph Curry? 'Cause I never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in a Mudabduro, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He not 69, he's 610. He look like a perfect normally office guy. He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we never seen before. Never seen nobody do that on a consistent basis. There's a lot of girls in DM that have done it in spurts, but you know that game I'm watching you on the final for, I'm like, damn. And I was a hater 'cause you know I'm down there with truth. She's not going to hit that shot and bam. Damn, she not going to hit that shot, man. If I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth. So I'm telling you now. But wait, there's more. Remember when Angel did this sign to Caitlyn and people called it ghetto only for Caitlyn to do the same thing to Hailey Van Lith and have people just wave it off, sparking a wave of debate between both players' fans. Sure. All this can be explained by just regular player rivalry, but there's no denying that both players are not what you would expect to be allies in a league beef. And this is how you know that Angel isn't jumping into this Brittany Griner conversation just to ride on the coattails of a viral moment. She barely has anything to gain from speaking up about it. The only thing Angel is concerned about is letting people know the truth, no matter whose feathers get ruffled in the process. So, when you consider all that, it makes sense that she would take Caitlyn's side in this beef, because it doesn't take too much genius to conclude that Caitlyn isn't just the underdog in all this. She's the league's scapegoat. From the moment she entered the league, she has been bullied, called names, and accused of being jealous and entitled. And don't even get me started on how other players behave towards her on the court. They seem bent on frustrating Caitlyn, especially with all the elbows, snarky comments, and taunting she faces during matches. And this brings us to the now infamous clip of Brittany Griner attacking Caitlyn on the court that has sparked so much controversy about both players. As y'all know, Brittany was fouled out of that game after this attack, leading to her getting heated and making those racist remarks about her calling her a trash effing white girl. But what was really interesting was the reaction to Brittany's comments. For any other player, this would have been career-ending. Remember how Liz Cambage allegedly called members of the female Nigerian basketball team some racial slurs back in 2021? Yeah, Liz's career never came back from that. She was forced to back out of the Olympics that year and eventually forced to resign from the WNBA as well. Fast forward a few years, and all of a sudden,